You're on.
Hello, my name is Alexander Lewis Armand, and this is my big end of year presentation. Now, this will be split into two parts because there's kind of like two different things going on, but I'll be as fluent as I can possibly make it, or at least try to make it cohesive. Right. So the first part of the presentation is the charity event for Women's Aid that I've named Crank It Up. Came with a logo, but the name may be due to change because see how I feel. Alright, so what is this whole Crank It Up idea? Well, apart from turning the volume up to the max, this is an event created by yours truly as a way to not only raise awareness of the bands that have been formed around him at the college, but to also raise awareness for the charity known as Women's Aid, which they help women with domestic abuse relationships and also help children come to a bit more of an understand. Right. So, with that in mind, how is this whole thing going to be set out, you may be asking? Well, I feel like ideally this will be an event, free event that anyone could come along that is willing to participate. With donations options being given at the side. Sorry, can I start again?
No, you're right. It's good.
Sorry, my brain is fried. This will take place within the theatre stage within Gateshead College at a given time when it's organised. And it will be at a standing stage unlike LPP, which everyone's seated and bands come up one at a time. And this will be taking place during the evening where most people would be like off work and be looking for something to do in the evening. For sound check purposes, it will probably be the bands that there'll be like a maximum of 4, but I'll tell you the reason why. The sound check will be taking place throughout the daytime, as that will probably be most convenient because the tech students a bit more prep time to set things up. It will be advertised through both word of mouth as well as through physical and digital posters throughout social media. For one, posters have always worked for like the past God knows how many years have existed, and social media is like quite a big and social thing, so there'll be more likely of people sharing the event. And the event will be around about one hour at the very longest, with about bands given about 15 minutes each around set time. Again, these information will due to change depending on how the event will be set out properly. So what are the necessary people for this event? Well, you got the sound / lighting tech engineers, because as much as bands would like to do it themselves, not everybody's going to sound like Prince on stage or look like Prince, Charity volunteers, as it's a charity event and people will be collecting the money. The public, because otherwise we'll just be playing to an empty crowd. And event director, that's more for me, specifically as just to keep me in check and to keep the whole event running as nicely as possible. And of course, very lastly, the bands, because otherwise the public will be looking at an empty stage. The equipment that will be needed for this event will probably be a PA system / mixer, guitar and bass amps and whatever other amplifiers fall into this situation. Stage monitors to just order for the performers to hear themselves back. Stage lights, because perform into a dark room isn't really ideal. A lot of problems could cause from it. The appropriate cables for the mixers and the amps so that from one thing could lead to another. The microphones for the singers to sing into. And lastly, the power outlet, because otherwise, you know, pitch black the room will be. And this second half of the project, which is the Sign of the Times band, which may due to change. So this will be a backing band for me personally, for this charity event. And it will be, the main purpose of this group is to demonstrate me as a leader, creative individual, and for me to help guide a band towards creating 2 originals with 1 cover song, being the damn Smash It Up. And that's going to be covered there, but since we're pressured to time, I'm not going to play it all the way through, or even there. Right, so what are the band members needed for this event?
We're up to 6 minutes, so if you can just get finished in the next minute, Alex.
So here are the bands needed, and this is how I'll track my progress and research along the way. And what is the main overall outcome? So the main goal is to demonstrate I, as a creative individual, that can take control of an event and a group and to raise awareness and social issues that are present within current day. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Thanks. Anybody got any questions for Alex? Alex,
Yes.
what kind of things will you be researching throughout your project?
I will be researching on how to be essentially just like the leader in a group situation.
So like event management, we're talking
Be an
about.
event management as well as to be a good team leader.
How will you research?
I will research via using Google as well as using professional help from staff members as well as like other musicians.
Good. What practical skills do you want to develop?
As I mentioned within the presentation, I kind of want to develop team leadership skills as well as like my communication as well.
But they're not practical. So what practical elements of your musicality maybe?
Practicality wise, I will be developing my vocals as I will be the lead singer of the group as well as just vocals.
You're going to focus on your vocal. So are you going to be using or are you going to be researching vocal technique?
Vocal technique as well as.
As well. Good. How are you going to document your progress throughout the weeks?
I will document this process by audio diaries at the end of each week. So I will keep notes throughout the week, and then via probably like either Sunday or Friday, I will just go over the notes and document it through audio.
Good. What do you think will be the most difficult part of it?
It's a tie between getting the event, getting people interested into the event, and get the whole thing started, as well as trying to keep a band satisfied of their position, and make sure that they're happy.
Okay. Anybody else got anything to add or ask? Good. Sounds like a good plan. Thanks, Alex.